Sláinte, how do you do, buckaroos? How the heck are you? Bear with me while I check something real quick. Yeah, internal, but still with you. Bear with me. Trying to find something real fast here. Okay, I was going somewhere else. I have to come clean. I was going somewhere else, but then I better check the baseball game score. So it's 4-0 right now. Bottom of the eighth. Hang on, Dodgers. Anyways, I digress. Had some folks ask me a while back. They hate the Dodgers or Padres fans. I know anybody would intentionally be a Padres fan, but that's neither here or there. But um, why are you a Dodger fan, Tom? They do this, they do that. All their fans are criminals and gangbangers. Why are you a Dodgers fan, Tom? Well, Dodger fan because I grew up out there and the fan base wasn't gangbangers when I was out there. I don't know what's happening now. Quite frankly, I don't care. I haven't been there since 1987. Uh, so whether their fan base or gangbangers, hell, now I don't know, and I don't care to be honest with you. But they will always be my team. So there you go. All right, getting a shadow there. I know. I don't know. Oh, I forgot to turn my other light on. I'm going to step out for a second, turn my light on. Alrighty then. So how the heck are you? I am Tom the Whiskey Whisperer, at least for the purposes of this video. I'm gonna have a couple cocktails with you. And what did I do with it? Let's have those things here. Oh, they fell down. There we go. So, anyways, how the heck are you? I made two cocktails. One whiskey, two cocktails was the idea. The whiskey being the Hard Truth Sweet Mash Bourbon. It's a straight bourbon whiskey, small batch, non-chill filtered at 90 proof. So the first cocktail up is what I'm going to call cherry cordial. So what I've used here. Oh man, that ain't playing. That ain't playing, man. That ain't playing. What I've used here is again the whiskey, my homemade dark cherry simple with vanilla because I was trying to emulate that, that cream. And then cocoa bitters. So I was debating whether to add more chocolate, but I got to tell you, I think just the cocoa bitters just gives me that right amount without being overpowering. So I got that cherry cordial kind of vibe going on, right? You feel the cocoa, you feel those chocolate notes, you feel that vanilla cream, you feel the cherry. By golly, I think that's a winner, man. I like it. I like it, man. Oh, mercy, hard truth, man. They made a believer out of me. I'm only bummed that I don't know when I'm going to be back in that neck of the woods to get more of these products. I was really impressed. I was impressed by a lot of stuff, actually. I found a lot of stuff, a lot of it by accident. The hard truth, I didn't realize that was there. I was looking at different distilleries. There were two distilleries in Indianapolis that I wanted to get to, Hotel Tango and 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 Four Fingers. Both really exceeded expectations, but I wasn't aware of Hard Truth. I didn't visit their distillery per se, but they had a Hard Truth bar at the Garage Food Hall in Indianapolis. I was able to pick up products there, so that was kind of unexpected. On our way home, I ran into the Neely Family Distillery. Again, that one was completely by accident. Didn't even realize they were there. Um, It just, I feel like everything I picked up was just amazing. Four Fingers, Neely, Hard Truth, Watershed, Echo, Endeavor. I mean, every distillery I hit was just amazing. The only one in Columbus that I missed, and I had planned to get there, it just didn't kind of happen, was oh, I just went blank now. I had it right there on the tip of my tongue and I just lost it. Oh, Middle West. Middle West is the one I missed. But the reason that one wasn't, I wanted to get there, but it wasn't top priority, was because I can find some Middle West spirits here in town. There's at least one place in town that has Middle West. So I wanted to get there just to see what they had there, but that was the one out of all the distilleries there that were available here. So it wasn't necessarily a must. Man, that is nice. Cherry cordial, baby. Cherry cordial. Damn. I got it going on, baby. Cherry cordial. Yeah, well, I wanted to work on that simple syrup. I just had that idea to do a cherry cordial. I wanted to make it more like an old fashioned, but I didn't want to serve it on ice like you would an old fashioned. That's why I'm not calling it an old fashioned. I'm not serving it with that big square cube, if you will. And because I just feel like it's a drink that should be served elegantly, right? It should be served in a coupe straight up, which means it's very well chilled, but we're not leaving ice in the glass. Because in all honesty, I feel like that would take away from it, right? Because it's a dessert cocktail, right? It's a fireplace cocktail. It's an end of the evening cocktail. It's a digestif, if you will. So I feel like you really want it in a coupe. In this case, a stemless coupe. Where'd you get that, Tom? My wife found. My wife finds the best stuff, man. I don't know if it's an expensive glass, if it's worth anything. The truth is, I don't care. I don't get involved in any of that stuff. Nothing I've ever bought, I go back and try to resell somewhere else. I'm just not that guy. And although my wife complains a lot about my excess glassware, she does enable my habit and finds me glassware. She tells me, "You have too much," and then brings, "Hey, look what I got for you." You're toying with my emotions, dear. You're toying with my emotions. I can't take it, man. I know I've got too much, especially for our little house. I mean, I got way too much stuff. But I do love glassware. I do like being able to change stuff up, you know. There's certain glassware that I'll use a lot for a period of time. Then I'll remember I had something else. I'll go back in that cabinet and find that glassware. But I hadn't seen anything like this before until she brought them back, and I messaged a friend who's kind of an expert in glassware and in antique glassware. He just said that they're called a hollow stem coupe. No, they're not necessarily rare. They're not exactly glasses you find a lot of either. But I just like them. I like the way it presents the cocktail. Like certain cocktails, you want to present a very specific way. You know what I'm saying? No, no, Tom. We have no idea what you're talking about. There we go. I just wanted to make sure I set that up right there. So I've got one more cocktail to have with you. I set up two using the Hard True Sweet Mash Bourbon. And the second one I've used some barrel aged maple syrup and my black walnut bitter. So it might be, you might call it a maple old fashioned, but again, I'm serving it straight up. I'm not serving it on the rocks as you would an old fashioned. So I'm going to see. I just hate to use the word old fashioned if I'm not serving it with that big cube, but I'm not really sure what else to call it. But then again, I'm kind of in the same. Using a good whiskey with the black walnut bitters and the barrel aged maple syrup, I I just feel like I'm doing the drink a misservice if I'm serving it with a great big chunk of ice, right? I feel like it's a more elegant cocktail. It should be treated as such. So if we're talking about just the ingredients, yes, it's an old fashioned. We're talking about how it's served, and I guess that's just up to interpretation. Nevertheless, nevertheless, man. Oh, I just feel like during as we get into the fall, I just feel like every cocktail ought to be served just like this. I like the straight up cocktail. And in all honesty, traditionally an old fashioned was served straight up just like a Manhattan. I'm not sure when that changed. I think it was. I mean, there's a relatively new development. But early versions of an old fashioned, early recipes have it served straight up. I just think kids these days like everything cold. They think it has to be on ice and stay that way. The truth is, yeah, get your drink cold, but I don't want that extra. I don't, even if you're using a big square cube, it's not going to melt as much, but it's still going to melt because ice melts. So, yeah, when I make a nice cocktail, I don't want that ice lingering in my drink, man. I want to make a cocktail. I want to relax. A drink like this, I'm using quality ingredients, right? So it doesn't need to stay on ice. It doesn't need to stay ice cold. You want to start out with it very cold. I mean, would you put ice in a martini? I mean, I hear there are some folks that do that, but damn, why would you? I'm just saying, it's the same principle, man. And if you're not gonna have a martini on the rocks, why would you put a quality cocktail on the rocks? No, no, get it chilled, serve it in a coupe. You're good to go. Yes, because the thing is, you do want a cocktail like this to start out very cold. That's why you have it good and chilled. You have your glass chilled. But like a quality beer, you don't need it to stay ice cold all the way through. You would like it to be cold, until that last sip, but it doesn't need to necessarily be ice cold because you got good ingredients in there. You're using a great whiskey. You're using other fine products. Everything you've got in your cocktail is class. You don't need that ice. You don't need it to be cold, and you certainly don't want it watered down. So here you go. I'm going to finish up this one, and we get to cocktail number two. Oh, biscuits. I thought I got it all out of the stem. I did. Damn, it's hard to get all out of the stem. Anyways, bear with me. I'll be right back. Okay, so my last cocktail was a cherry cordial. So we're gonna call this one. We're gonna call this one a maple black walnut cordial using black walnut bitters, avoiding the term old fashioned, even though that's what we have here. Let me show you the syrup that I've used though. It is Sweet Waters limited edition bourbon barrel aged syrup, pure Columbiana County, Ohio maple. Sweetwater's Maple Product, Alliance, Ohio. Barrel number 9, year bottled 2024. Gosh, I like that. That's nice. Stuff is really good. I put it on my pancakes the other day. Sunday morning. Yeah, I didn't today because I had to go to work, even though I was maple syrup probably doesn't have a lot of alcohol in it. Nevertheless, Sunday breakfast, I was definitely using that on my old grain pancakes. I'm telling you that right now. Oh, fuck nuggets. That is good. Oh, my Lord. Oh, I did it again. Let's try and check my baseball score real quick. Bear with. I didn't zone out. I was just, I'm getting nervous now, man. 4-0, bottom of the ninth. We got a shot. Dodgers go up 3-0 here. Oh, man. I might start getting a little cocky. However, there was a World Series way back then with the Yankees. The Dodgers went up 2-0 and still managed to lose the World Series. So even if we go up 3-0, I'm not going to get extremely cocky. Maybe a little bit. I'm going to talk a little bit of smack, but it's not going to get extreme yet. Because I've been let down before, man. I've been crushed. This particular team looks very good, though. I will say though that I don't know the players now like I used to. There was a time when I knew everybody, man. I just did. Wow. I was hardcore. I mean, but I'm going way back, man. I'm talking about the Garvey, Lopes, Russell Say era, you know. And in fact, I even go back further than that when we're talking about, Wes Parker, Maury Wells. But yeah, through most of my upbringing, to be honest with you, for most of my growing up, it was that Garvey, Lopes, Russell Say era. And then we had some folks in the outfield that changed here and there. I remember when we got Reggie Smith, he was supposed to be washed up. Cardinals let him go, and he had some of his best years with the Dodgers. Well, they let him go, thinking, "Damn, he's done." He got to the Dodgers and became a whole new person, man. Reggie Smith did some stuff with LA. Jerry Royce was another one. Pirates, Cardinals let him go. He came to the Dodgers, all of a sudden became brilliant. Right? I mean, he was good before, but again, his best years were with LA. The Dodgers' best years were not necessarily when they had the best players. It is when they had a team that just could pull it all together. The Dodgers had some great teams. I mean, they had some incredible talent in the 90s that should have got them to the World Series. And for whatever reason, they just could never pull it together. I mean, when they had Piazza and Mondesi and a whole host of other folks, I mean, there were some teams there that should have been unbeatable. And they just, sometimes you've got too much talent, right? Too many Chiefs, not enough Indians. I hope that's not an offensive thing to say these days. But yeah, you got folks that have too much talent, but aren't willing to come together as a team. Garvey, Lopes, Russell Say. Of that, the only one that even approached greatness was Garvey. Lopes was good. Russell was good. Say was good. For me, I thought Say was a little bit better than good, but never quite to greatness. He was a lot better defensive third baseman than he got credit for, and he could hit the ball, but he was never going to be that great guy. But he seemed to be very clutch. But that team, that averageness, really did some damage to a lot of teams that were said to have much more talent. And I feel like that's kind of what's going on here. I mean, Dodgers have, I'm going to pronounce the name wrong. I know I am. Shohei Ohtani, who is great, but most of what around him is just some good talent. And baseball isn't like other sports. One player cannot carry you. As it has done in other sports. So, but I am always is it always does interest me when I talk to other folks that there are folks like myself that have been with the Dodgers from the very beginning. Holy crap! Dodgers won. We're up 3-0. The final was 4-2. Now I'm going to start getting a little cocky. Okay, now it's going to happen. Because here's the thing. Here's the thing now. Yankees got two more games at home. They obviously have to win both of them. They can only lose one more game and it's done. But so, but they will. The Yankees are going to win those last two. They're going to find a way. They're going to find a way to win because they're the Yankees, right? They're not going to lose three at home. Well, actually, they'll have to lose two at home. They're not going to lose two in a row at home. Let me say that. So I'm going to predict. I'm going to predict, man, that they're going to win the next one. They are, but I think the Dodgers are going to win their last game at Yankee Stadium. Yeah, it's not going to be the Yankees in five. It's going to be the Dodgers in five, and that's my prediction. Because they're feeling it now, right? They're feeling good about it. The Yankees are going to come together to the next game. No, they're going to come together. They know they have to win, so they're going to win a half. They win, but then the Dodgers are going to say, "Nope, we got you now," and they're going to close it. So it is going to be a 5-game series. It's just not going to be a way that every mother humping expert thought it was going to go. I love those series that end that way, right? For me, it's the Dodgers this time around. But the truth is, if the Dodgers weren't here, I would be pulling for whatever underdog was in here. I always work, the Dodgers and Rams. Dodgers and Rams. I always been Dodgers, Rams, and Lakers. I grew up in that area, so for me, it's always been those teams. However, if those teams aren't there, the team I'm pulling for is always the underdog. It's always the team that nobody expects to win. So when it's my team that nobody expects to win, well, of course I'm excited about that. Nobody expected us to win 3 in a row. It was going to be Yankees in 5. Dodgers take 3 straight. Oh, fuck me. Three straight? Nobody saw that coming. Not one so-called expert called Dodgers are going to win the first 3. No, there's not a single person on the planet that said, "Oh, they're going to win the first 3." Yeah. Damn, I wish I had placed some bets, man. Should have done some sports book there, but no. Now the odds changed. If I'd have picked the Dodgers in 5 at the beginning of it, the odds would have been incredible. But now it's not so much. I don't have that gambling gene. I don't. I wish I did, but I don't. I get too cautious. In fact, the older I get, the more cautious I get. I used to enjoy gambling. As a younger person, the older I get, the less I enjoy it. Oh, man. I do like that a lot. So, again, I want to show you the bourbon 90 proof, hard truth, sweet mash bourbon, not chill filtered. Wow. The maple syrup I used, it was from Ohio, though. I'm combining Indiana, Ohio. I hope nobody gets upset. I hope nobody nobody gets mad about that, man. But wow, this stuff is really good. The black walnut bitters. Let me show those to you. In fact, I wish I had bought at the bottom because I'm getting near the end, man. I'm a little worried about that. Anyways, I digress. Ask lunch, yeah. Here's to you. Here's to me. And if ever we should disagree, fuck you and here's to me. Anyways, it's not the way I was going with that originally, but it just came to me. Had a friend that always used to use that that toast. Anyways, no, seriously though. Thanks for tuning in. I am Tom the Beer Whisperer, Beer Evangelist. When I'm drinking beer, why am I starting with that? I am Tom the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, prepare with, and sometimes I want to make sure you're listening to me. Prolific whiskey drinker, prepare wisdom, all around good guy, sláinte. Well, I do like this. So here's the thing. The cherry cordial, wow, I'm not a big cherry cordial kind of guy, but the way that particular cocktail comes together with the little bit of cocoa bitters, I really enjoy. So for this one, that would typically be called a maple old fashioned, and I'm going to change it up a little bit and call it a maple walnut cordial because that's what I feel like I got here, is using that bourbon barrel aged maple syrup with those black walnut bitters. Yeah, it really does something. So there you go. Anyways, I digress. I am Tom the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, pure wisdom man. Oh, biscuits and gravy. All right, good guys. Lunch, yeah.